Travis Wayne Goodsell. I'm crashing and burning. I'm dying. Being up early causes me to get tired and causes me to be tempted not to do my run. This video is yawning and yawning. Is a review of last night's ABC 4 News Utah news stories. I'm going to make some comments here as necessary. The first is about BYU and church officials. BYU are church officials. I don't know why they had to emphasize that. They changed their honor code at BYU's on homosexuality. I'm not sure if they're reversing their decision and calling it clarification. Haven't watched it yet. Yeah, I remember not too many weeks ago came the announcement that BYU was going to allow homosexuals. But then the handbook, volume 1, got released publicly by the church, which says homosexuality bad. And so, yeah, there's obvious confusion as the church is flip-flopping in the public eye. Let me set the record straight for the church. Church hates you. Any questions? So that's that with that. Here they have justice files. They have a picture of a cute little baby on the front of their thumbnail. But the title is what caught my attention, as it disturbs me that ABC 4 News Utah would be wording it in this manner. Disturbing. Daughter refuses to forgive mother for killing sister. First of all, it's horrifying that a mother would kill a sister, her own daughter. But what's really disturbing is ABC 4 News Utah projecting the concept that the daughter must forgive the mother. My hell. That is a fake, bogus Christian claim of people who don't even bother to read their scriptures, let alone study them. The whole Sermon on the Mount, as I've gone over multiple times, is about Jesus saying, this is how you take the people who abuse you to court. And everybody misses it, purposely, because they want to get away with crime. They want to get away with abusing other people. And so then The Simpsons comes along and makes fun of that horrible human behavior in the character of Ned Flanders. And even the pastor as well. And so, shame on ABC 4 News Utah for perpetuating a altered Mormon doctrine upon Mormons. And it may be a different news report. It may just be the person who uploads the video clips from the channel who's doing this. But shame Then Lori Daybell is still making news. The Mormon who had her husband murdered, had others murdered, so that she could kidnap her children, and they actually may be sacrificed themselves. As she's gone on to live with another psycho Mormon, and were found in Hawaii, and their kids are missing, so she's headed to Idaho to explain her situation to the judge, of which, of course, I'm sure she'll be saying, and so she'll end up going to prison for child neglect and whatever else they charged her with. Then we have, okay, well, that's something good. In Utah, there's a horrible trend of indigenous women being kidnapped, disappeared, and murdered. Not too unlike what the church did to me, but they're doing it to indigenous women, as has been the situation since Brigham Young moved into the neighborhood. And so lawmakers have finally passed a bill to address that issue, although it doesn't really say from the title what they're going to do. We're going to form a committee and they will look into it. It's not doing anything. And you just form a committee to look into the issue. Utah loves doing that. And that helps pacify the Mormons of Utah. Oh, they're forming a committee. They're going to look into it. Good, okay. We'll wait. And then people forget and go, oh yeah, they were supposed to do something about that. It's just a con game that Utah legislature plays on its people. Okay, University of Utah professor is running for governor, as if we don't already have enough governors, which we already have the Russian asset, John Huntsman Jr. Notice the other Russian asset in a presidential election should be on her way out, but she's refusing to go. She already voted present for the impeachment hearing. Oh my God. It's like, could you make it any more obvious that you work for the Russians? And so, a big difference from Bernie working for the Russians, because Bernie works for the Russians by being the complete polar opposite of Trump. Okay, and it looks like somebody's back, so he either got back from a mission for the church, or he's out of prison. The first is more likely, because typically if you've gone to prison, you have to be extremely good at football to be allowed back on the team. New clean air initiatives. Oh, yay. Utah does not do clean air initiatives, and that's going to go nowhere, and it'll die in committee. Because if you haven't noticed, Utah has had plenty of opportunities with new development to be environmentally friendly and eliminate the pollution, and they still say no, and they purposely increase pollution. And they do know pollution kills, causes health problems. They don't care. They don't like you. It's that simple. What part of the concept do people not understand? Mormons in power hate people. Hate. It's that simple. It's not complicated. They hate you. You exist, they hate you. They want your tithing money, but they hate you. They segregate blacks with the Genesis group. They hate the poor, as the poor are segregated in the poor neighborhoods. And the homeless, they hate the homeless. They cut 400 beds, which was 1,100 was already too low in the first place. They hate the homeless. They hate women. Not just because they've denied women equality with men and denying women the priesthood, but they're pushing to restore polygamy. They're doing it incrementally, little by little. It's coming. The law of chastity was changed, so it's no longer legally and lawfully. It's now wives. That little subtle difference. It's coming for 2024 with the new Salt Lake Temple with the inverted pentagrams on it. And of course they hate gays. That started off this video. They hate people. And then Super Tuesday, Utah Democrats voted for Bernie. Interesting. But that shows you the change that's taking place in Utah. There's more people who don't associate as identifying with the church anymore, as Mormons have left the church, and so they don't want anything to do with the church, and they're not identifying as the church. The census I've seen does not ask religion anymore. It used to ask religion, I believe, but now it's just saying, do you exist? Is this you? And that's it. They ask your race. That's the only question they ask now. Yeah, Bernie is communism. Biden, he's on conservative ends. He won't admit it. No, Democrats won't admit it. But he's conservative. And so that says a lot about the change that's taking place in Utah, because typically your Bernie or your Biden would be the Democrat choice in Utah because he's more conservative. But as you can see, they're going to the extreme polar opposite now, and propelled Bernie to the victory in Utah. And so Mormons are getting fed up, or former Mormons and those who aren't Mormon are getting fed up with the church and want the church to change and stop their corruption, and change is happening. I might be able to squeeze in a run and then collapse after I get back from my run. Alright, and so then that's previous day. Alrighty. Oh man.